And we are on the air at Suzilla.
Excellent. Hi, I'm Suzie. That's Matt.
Hey.
Welcome to Suzilla, coming to you live from Suzie Health Solutions in Wenatchee, Washington.
So, yeah, we're going to get into it because last week we were out.
Well, I was.
Well, yeah. I was just running the household and
Working from
home.
Learning, doing, studying stuff.
And Suzie did the grand adventure of going to Arlington, Texas.
Arlington is a suburb of Dallas. I went to a place called Texas Live, which was hosting Soup Live. Now, you may have heard us talk about the insurance soup occasionally here on Suzilla. I'm not sure if we have much or not.
Usually we talk about individuals like Matt Hahn and
Michael McCormick and Taylor Dobbie.
Apologize if we missed you. Calling you out.
But what I did is I went to their conference, basically. It's an insurance conference. Mm-hmm. And had 2 solid days of learning stuff, and it was flipping awesome. Yeah,
they took basically 42,000 insurance agents and distilled down about 275 of you?
275, 300 of us, yeah.
And they found some of the most dynamic speakers they could get their little hands on.
Yes, it was pretty impressive. There was, I'd have to go back and look, like 8 different speakers, maybe more. We had some panels. Mm-hmm. It was everything about insurance, not just health insurance, but your property insurance, but a little bit of everything, which was part of the coolest bit of it. One of the things that being a health and life person, I don't get a lot of contact. I don't have a lot of insight on how the property side of
it's a little different, isn't it?
It's a little different. The people are different, but not that much. I'm looking for I've got my notes here, but I'm looking to see if I've got.
Yeah, they did a real amazing grab bag where one of the things they included was a Rocketbook.
Yeah.
And Susie's been a fan of Rocketbook for a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's been at least a year.
You saw that on Shark Tank first or something. Yeah.
It might have been Shark Tank. They didn't get a deal on Shark Tank, but I got it. Rocketbooks are cool. What you do is you write on them with an erasable. They've got a pen that Pilot brings out that's an erasable pen. You use that and you can actually erase the paper, which has saved me dozens of notepads at this point. I have stopped murdering trees for notes.
But one of the coolest things about it is you can scan it and upload it into your web.
Exactly. I've got it. I sent myself an email of all my notes. I've got like 36 pages of notes. Probably could have had more, but I didn't take notes on. But I know I'm also going to be getting the slide decks that the presenters had, and so I'll be able to go back. And what I did is the slides were coming across. I was taking notes to remind me of the slides and what I wanted to remember about the slides. And some of them didn't have a lot of slides. The first guy, Troy Korsgarden, he's pretty much focused on life insurance.
Okay.
Sharp dude. I think I got more out of him than I did anybody else. And he had to write this down was his thing. So I got a lot of write this down stuff on him. One of the most important thing he talked about was the law of 72. And I was going to tell you about that.
Yeah, you were going to tell me about this law of 72.
Okay, the law of 72, and I'm looking at my notes. So how it breaks down is if you get information, you have 72 hours to use it.
Okay.
If you don't, it's probably just you'll probably never come back to it. And even if it's just putting it 10 minutes because you blocked out time in the day to do stuff. Because that's one of the ways you make yourselves more efficient is to do time blocks.
Yeah, it's that whole scheduling thing, which is really, it's kind of required when you're an entrepreneur but it's one of those traps,
right?
Being too rigid, but you need that to progress things forward,
right? But what you do is you block out time for the important issues. You give yourself 5 or 10 minutes for an issue that's come across, and you need to tackle it one issue at a time. And even if tackling it for the first time in that 72 hours is just looking at it and going, that's interesting. Excuse me, my coffee kicked in. Looking at it and go, I remember that. Let's think about that some more. And moving it to the next block of time is dealing with it in the 72 hours. You don't have to solve it. You don't have to implement it. You just have to be aware of it.
You have to review it.
You have to review it. You have to make sure it stays fresh in your brain.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll lose it. You won't be. It'll just go stale, and you go, oh, well, whatever. That was my interpretation of it.
Okay.
Other people may have interpreted it differently. Let's see. All roads lead to. What does that say? All roads lead to Rome.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Let's see. All roads lead to Rome. Basically, you want to be the gateway for advisors and things like that. You want to be. They want. What he says is, you want. When people are talking about insurance, you want them to talk about you first.
Well, like the E.F. Hutton of things?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it, yeah. Be the gateway. All roads need to lead to you. And we've been working that pretty good, actually.
Yeah, we came across a terrifying thing last December. We do a considerable amount of outreach. And it was during open enrollment, so we decided, well, let's hit a Google AdSense, and we spent about $1,000 in keywords to focus in on it. And what it came up is it wasn't health insurance, it wasn't Medicare, it wasn't healthcare. The number one searched thing in our area, point blank, was Suzie Health.
I'm popping up. And what Troy was saying is you want to be considered every time someone needs service, solutions, or advice. And I think we're hitting those points pretty well.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we do that is because we make sure all of our clients know, hey, if you get a scary letter, if you've got more questions or if you've got problems that we can help you solve, come to us.
Yeah, we put that in motion from like day one.
Exactly, but not everyone does. And so that's why Troy was kind of imparting that wisdom, because other people haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, that's just weird.
I know.
But we started this thing, and the minute we actually gave classes before we even started this on how it was going to work, and it was like, yeah, nailed it.
Exactly.
So it's kind of nice to get that reformation.
Yeah, that little affirmation that we're doing it right.
Yeah.
That was from somebody who really does. I mean, he's written books and stuff, so he really knows what he's doing. Let's see, touch people at the right time, talking about marketing and making sure that our clients feel seen.
Okay.
He recommends you touch somebody 7 times over the course of the year.
I heard something about the 7-touch method.
7 touches.
That came across in our automation. You wanted to continually get in front of someone, and it's one of the things that RJ's really successful on with doing a lot of manual payments out of his office.
Yeah, he does. He gets touches just because people walk in.
And that's one of the things that is kind of at odds with the industry. Mm-hmm. The old school is you have them come in, you have them make payments. Mm-hmm. New school is you get everyone on bank payments. Yeah, and you lose that connectivity.
It is. It's a problem. Mm-hmm. Another thing that he suggested, and something we've already been doing, is fill in the voids you have with other experts. That's your referral partners.
Okay.
And just kind of know what your people want, and try and make sure that they've got a full spectrum of resources.
Yeah, we do.
With you as one of them. And you are what is that word that I wrote? You are your best cornmeal. That's not right.
Sure you're not your best cornbread?
I am delicious cornbread. But it says 42% of people will pay more for a great customer experience. Okay. If you treat your clients like dirt, or treat them with like they're just a commodity, they're not going to come back to you. You've got to give them an experience, not just a product.
It's there's some in there and some I can disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
My classic example I got for that is Costco.
Okay.
I never fell for the Costco, run through the warehouse store with the big racks and pull things off on yourself, and just never really jived with me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I missed all the snack days where they were handing out stuff.
Maybe, but that's not even Costco. That's a subcontractor.
That's correct. That's a subcontractor. But it's just the lack of decorum that you get in those warehouse stores is it never really, like I said, never really
resonated with you. You prefer a concierge service.
Yes, I like having someone talk to that oh yeah, get this because this is the best thing on the planet.
You want to be able to have somebody. Now some people don't do the customer service stuff that well.
Mm-hmm.
And they would prefer leave me the frick alone. I'm just going to shop.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But that's the thing about what we do is we have to, since we are on such a one-on-one situation,
mm-hmm.
we really do have to gauge how much our client, and that in itself is concierge service.
Yeah.
Knowing how much to approach them, how much to touch them.
Well, yeah, it's one of the conversations I had with Matt Hahn, who you heard. You met with his mustache,
which is gone now.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of upset with that, but
he had quite the mustache going, and this goofy looking white guy.
Because because one of the things that we're looking to do is to have someone be able to dial in and get an automated response.
Right.
We were looking at that. You have to set it up separate. And we were probably going to field test it sometime this summer, because he's like, "Oh no, I prefer to have more contact with my clients." And we're reaching the point of customer familiarity with us.
Yeah,
because an average customer has seen videos, seen ads, had people talk about us.
They know who we are before we know who they are.
Correct.
And I love that.
It's a really unique place. This is this is our 10th. This is going to be our 10th year doing healthcare.
Yeah.
So we're kind of known by a lot of people, and we don't know them, so they got a familiarity with us. So I want to spend more time with them at the appointment and talking about their needs than hey, do you get to trust, and then building the trust exercise.
Because they've already got a step in.
Mm-hmm.
They already feel they're here because they feel like they will be able to trust us.
Yeah, because we deal with a lot of personal information.
Oh yeah, and we always try to be very empathetic, and understanding and non-judgmental.
Oh yeah,
that's one of our keys. Is we don't judge you here.
It's our job to ensure, not to judge.
Right, exactly. So that's part of the deal. Is just making those connections and making sure we continue to stay in their forebrain and be a consistent resource for them.
Yeah.
And that's something I liked Troy's outline of it. We were already implementing a lot of it. I think that's why it spoke to me. It's like, hey, we're doing it right.
Yeah, it's that weird thing of, oh my gosh, we're doing it right. The experts say so.
Yeah, exactly. And he is officially an expert.
Mm-hmm.
Our next speaker was Malia Rogers. She's a life and health gal out of Spokane.
I thought she was
Idaho. That border area.
Yeah. And
she was talking about referral partners.
Okay.
You've got to build your referability factors, and I guess it says touch. It's know, like, and touch. Identify your idea, make sure you're clear, identify the potential partners, and set up one-on-one visits with them, and just, basically build your, what's that word? Something ability. I love my handwriting. It's so appalling.
She could have been a doctor by her handwriting alone.
I could have. But a lot of it's just building those relationships and building your responsibility and building your usability for them. Because if they feel they can use you, you can, and then they'll feel trust that you can use them, and it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
And referrals can be a little tricky. A lot of, it's weird. I mean, it's not always easy because she does life and health, but a lot of the referral stuff, you're dealing with the property casualty folks, the car insurance, the homeowners and real estate people. Yeah. And mortgage lenders, those all have these big referral cycles going on.
Yeah. I haven't written, I've stayed away from the property casualty side for like the last, I don't know, a couple of years now. I think I got like one or two that I still do, but we still got, oh Lordy, at least 6 different realtors in our lives.
Oh yeah, for one reason or another.
It's just weird. I mean, we've got about the same amount for financial advisors and lawyers.
We really do need though is like a CPA.
We need a good solid CPA.
We need some people who are better with taxes.
Our tax
We've
guy.
had a couple that come and go.
Yeah.
But we really do need somebody who is a clear. Especially for some of our more wealthy clients, a good CPA would probably be if you're listening to us and you're a CPA, give us a call.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that we get asked on a fairly regular basis. It's like, hey, you need to talk to a tax person. Our tax person, the one that does it, he's kind of on maintenance level.
Yeah, he got to the point where he can't take any new clients because he's got almost more than he can handle.
Yeah, and so he's kind of easing back. We show up and we've got a spreadsheet, we've got our receipts, we're all set. We answer questions, and it's a fairly painless process for us.
Right. If you bring in a shoebox full of receipts, it's going to be a lot more effort. I try to be organized, which makes him willing to take us on.
Yeah,
he doesn't like to do business a lot of times too. But yeah, if you know somebody who you think could, would like to talk to us about being a referral partner when it comes to,
if you're
taxes, give us a jingle.
Oh yeah, we get that on a fairly regular basis, and we would love to have someone.
Yeah, and one thing that Malia also did is she had a kind of a formal book of referral partners.
Yeah.
She had a binder that had, they were broken up into department sections, and she'd have kind of like a screenshot of their website of, okay, this is financial, this is, nurses, this is that. She had a binder of referral partners, and that was not a bad move. I thought that was pretty clever. One thing she did say is you've got to have charisma and keep a balance between competence and warmth.
Competence and warmth.
Yes,
see, I see warmth as part of competence, though.
That's not, because if you're like super duper warm but you're incompetent, what point is it? If you have super competence, this is where we need that. There's a slide with this.
Okay.
If you're overly.
Is this like the crazy hot scale?
It's a projection. I guess so. It's a projection more than anything. How do you project yourself? You can be overly warm and not come off as confident. You can be overly competent and come off as cold. You got to strike that balance.
Yeah. See, I've got this weird rule when it comes to vendors. I look for someone that's particularly not attractive and have been in business for more than 2 years.
Yeah. It's okay. I found more on my notes. It's if you're overly confident and you come across as intimidating. If you're overly warm, you're not taken seriously.
Okay.
So you got to strike that balance. And of course, the whole be an active listener, look for physical cues. Yeah. And ultimately one of her main takeaways was be grateful.
Yeah.
And gratitude is important in so many different ways.
We sent muffin baskets this last year.
Yes, and not just grateful for your partners, but grateful for be grateful with your communication with the universe.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure that stay humble. That's important. Next guy was Bradley Flowers. He was
I just recognize that name.
Yeah, he does the insurance podcast Making the Donuts.
Okay.
He's tactical advice. Mostly.
He must have been quoted or something.
Yeah, let's ignore big film. Yeah, he must have had a lot of slides because I have short notes. Let's see, bull riding and golf, tactical advice and practical. Don't just hang on for dear life. That's good advice.
Don't just hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because that's really important. Because we're kind of been going at like 200 miles an hour. Suzie just the other day sounds like it feels like we're in open enrollment still, and we're not.
Yeah. Okay. So it's when you're riding a bull.
Okay.
If you're a bull rider, you don't just hop on, strap in, and hang on for dear life. You've got to get up over her head.
Okay.
Or his head, because it's a bull.
It's a bull.
You got to when you're on the bull, you get up over their head and you watch the muscle changes because it gives you a prediction of which way they're going to go.
Okay.
You watch muscle changes on the neck, and that allows you to adjust accordingly. And that is steering the bull rather than letting the bull steer you. You're not just flailing and hanging on and hope you don't fall off. So if you're in there and you're riding the bull, you're going to hang on there for those 8 seconds.
Okay, so you strap in as making the plan, and then you make adjustments along the way.
Exactly, and that's legitimately how you ride a bull.
And you make adjustments by watching what the situation is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's perfectly it. Let's see. Big fat. Let's see. That was page 7. Where's page 8? There's page 8. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Embrace, adapt, and pay attention to the guys trying to put insurance people out of business. He's talking about like Geico, the big guys.
Okay.
Who are trying to put the independents out.
Yeah, there is that push of corporate squeeze. There's a lot of businesses that do an add-on for insurance. Benefits are a good example of that. We've seen that where they will kind of heavy-handed do health insurance benefits as an add-on for payroll or one of the other features.
Exactly.
And it's rare that you get that combo together.
One thing he was talking about was embedded situations, the bundling, basically. One thing that we talk about around here is dental is an add-on that we talk about frequently. And that's sort of an embedded situation with us, health and dental and vision, because they all go together. Try and see your customer's point of view and tailor your tech accordingly. Don't shoot over their heads. Don't play to the lowest common denominator. Find out who your audience is and play to them. Okay, that's page 8. Let me skip over there. Let's see. Content over everything. This is Ron Wadley.
Uncle Ron.
Yeah, he's, let's see. Oh, this is when I started writing down what people were wearing. Because I was, actually, it might have been the guy before. But, because I was like, okay, this is actually interesting. All right, here's one thing. Did you know? And you probably do know because you have a stand in front of the sign when we do videos. Words in the backgrounds of videos trigger algorithms.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things just subconscious Forrest Gump style.
Yep. It's one of those things that's like super key, evidently. He was talking about search engine optimization. We have to watch time because I could go. I'm probably going to go on for a couple hours if you don't stop.
Okay. We still got at least 5 minutes.
I know, but we're talking about organic searches, Jedi mind tricks, focus on the local was one of the things that he was discussing. He talked about backlinks, content, big deal. If you do not have content, Google doesn't know how to recognize you. It doesn't know how to categorize you.
Yeah.
If you don't give them something to ping on, they will just throw you out there higgledy-piggledy, and you will not get to your audience. Okay, words in the background of the videos. I make big letters, big words on that one. That was important.
You laughed.
No, I did. Let's see. Backlinks without content is completely pointless. Content on everything. Blah blah blah. I was big on that. Number 10.
Yeah, search engine is one of those things that is just massive for your business. It probably drives about a third of the people here.
Yeah.
Google
My Business rewards full listings, contact info, products and services, service areas, logos, labels, pictures, all of it. 50 plus pictures.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many we got. We got a bunch.
Yeah. And then there's the how things sync up. Let's see, syncs listing, oddball stuff. Yep. Where'd it go? Set it up so you can get messaging. Did that.
Oh, really? He suggests using the Google messaging?
Yeah, he did. And respond quickly when you get it.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to leave that one because Google messaging is never workable for us.
We've never done it. We're working more with a chatbot feature.
Exactly.
I kind of like that for messaging.
It's getting the job done. Let's see, 72 hours, trust factor, using the elephant. Yeah. Let's see, personal reviews. Soliciting personal reviews.
Yeah.
Our 5-star reviews, content, always make contact, multi-channel contacts. Okay. At least 4 different locations. Your website, social channels, GMB listing, and YouTube GMB.
That's a GMB.
Post with the link back. What does that mean?
We'll have to dig into the slide deck for that one.
Oh, Google My Business.
Oh, okay. We're good.
With the link back.
I'm not sure what you mean by link back.
The link on so you can link to the websites.
Oh, those are all intertwined.
And then YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was some really interesting tips on how that flows. Push to your website first.
Yeah.
And establish domain authority.
What's that?
Domain authority is that who gets to have your content first. If you push your content to the website first, if someone clicks a link, whoever gets it first, whoever you publish to first is going to get the clickbacks.
Okay.
So if you're, for example, if you publish first on Facebook, and that content gets distributed to, say, Instagram.
Okay.
You click the link at Instagram, it's going to take you to the Facebook post. You want it to go to the website.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I suspect it's customizable. But push to YouTube after a multi-day delay, 3 to 5 days. It prevents YouTube from getting that domain authority.
Okay.
Because their clicks are fast, and it is the second largest search engine in the world.
Okay.
So that's a little tip there. More tips about producing content. I mean, I've got so much here. I learned so much from so many different people. I got literally 40 pages of notes, and I don't even have the slide decks yet.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna kind of wrap it up here.
But let me just leave it with this. If you have the opportunity to meet up with people who are like-minded and enjoy what you do and do what you do it.
Absolutely. Put processes in place. Matthew Hahn, who led up we've quoted a couple times, led up the automation group, made it a point not to sell on the stage.
Yes, that was key. Nobody sold on stage.
He did very good with that. And the other thing that he did is when he came back from work, he had about an hour and a half recovery time, and he was caught up.
Yep.
That's on how important automation is to a business.
We were pretty caught up. We had several phone calls. Matt fielded a few while he was here, but generally speaking, we had a couple of hours worth of work because our clients use the automation and set appointments for this week when I was back.
Yep. So that is very important to have processes in place.
Yep. That's a whole other podcast.
That include that. So, hey, everyone, have a great week. We are back.
And if you want to know more about this, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it, but it's very cool.
All right. So bye for now.
All right. Bye.